Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Let's talk about roadblocks, pitfalls, and hurdles that you have along the way to a successful VA claim. And oh, by the way, a successful VA claim is not just getting service connected. It's one of my little pet peeves, right? Just like don't poke the bear. There's cases where you're going to want to poke the bear. It's not a blanket statement that fits everybody's situation. You got your one claim done from the VA, you're at 80%, don't poke the bear. Probably the wrong advice, right? It could even be the wrong advice if you're at 100%, right? It just depends on the circumstances for that specific individual. Would poking the bear lead to special monthly compensation, lead towards housing adaptation grants, lead toward an automobile grant, lead toward clothing allowance, lead toward other benefits would always be the question. Now, what I wanted to talk about was, again, backing it up a little bit. Along the way for your claim, there are many, many things that you need to consider. And the two things that you need to consider is not just getting your claim approved, but also getting the appropriate rating. Getting the appropriate rating takes a little more footwork, a little more elbow grease, a little bit more research, and a little bit more due diligence on your part. Now, if you can do it and swing it and get it all done correctly and right the first time yourself and not miss anything in your claims journey, that includes secondary conditions, maybe presumptives that you may have missed. It includes it all, right? So make sure that you get it all right. If you can do it yourself, awesome. I'm glad, and thank goodness you can. Good for you. It's always good to have a second set of eyes, maybe find a solid accredited representative just to give a second kind of glance at it, get it filed, and the accredited representative, have access into the VA system through VBMS, remote desktop, and they should be able to look into your file if need be, right? If for some reason you can't do it yourself and you can't find a solid, competent, and capable accredited representative to help you with your claim, evidence-based VA claims is here to help you. We will help you at a fraction. Don't go spending $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 for assistance with your claim. It's way too much money. We're here to help. We do have a one-time fee, $13.99. And we're here to help you the best that we can. We've assembled a fantastic team, former accredited representatives, former VA employees. The list goes on. They are here to help you, and we are here to help you collectively. Anything that you do, working with any of us is working with all of us behind the scenes. So let's talk about a few things here. When it comes to your claim, I'm just going to give you kind of the rundown on if it were me, right? Or if I'm having a conversation with somebody who's brand new into the claims world, and then we'll talk about a couple other things along the way. So brand new into filing a claim, let's say that it's been X number of years since you've been in the military, you're now out, and now you are thinking to yourself, maybe I should file for a claim. I have 15 buddies that have been telling me that I need to do it. All right. Number one, if you do not have, actually, let me back up. Number one, file an intent to file. File an intent to file. That buys you 12 months of time to get your act together, so to speak, and pull all of the information you need for your claim and be able to file it. If you file it within the 12 months, that effective date will be the date of your intent to file. So if you file an intent to file today, you file your claim 10 months from now, most likely for your conditions, there's always exceptions, depends on circumstances, but your effective date most likely will be back to your intent to file date. That creates more back pay. But it also alleviates the pressure and stress of developing your claim, getting all the information you need. So number one, file your intent to file. You could do that a couple different ways. You can file the form. You could do it online by starting a claim process through the VA's website, or you can just call the VA at their 1000 number and tell them, hey, I'm veteran so-and-so, and I'm looking to file a claim. Can I put in an intent to file with you? They should be able to do that for you. My suggestion always is inspect what you expect. If you file an intent to file, maybe call in a few days and check to make sure that it's actually implemented. All right, that's number one. Number two is you should get your service treatment records. You should get your service treatment records. If you don't have them, order them. If you don't think you have them all, order them. If you think you have them all, order them, just in case. So if you have them, start flipping through them and making sure. If you need to order them, the form is SF, standard form 180, SF 180. Order your records. If you have multiple times in service or you have active duty and reserve time, you might have to send a form to one place and a form to another place to get your service treatment records. Now, with that being said, it's a fairly easy form. It's, if I remember right, it's basically one page, and then the other pages are instructions and where to actually send the form based on your time in service and branch and component, if it's reserve, active duty, and so forth. Order your records, SF 180. Now, what you need to do is you need to think about, okay, well, what do I need to get service connected? Okay, I'm going to talk to you about the 3 things to get service connected. Then we're going to talk about getting the appropriate rating. So another resource out there from a medical perspective, just to throw this out there, is AME, American Medical Experts. They're board certified doctors. They can diagnose you. They can complete Nexus letters for you. They can complete disability benefits questionnaires for you. They do medical evidence for disability claims, whether it's Social Security, VA, whatever it is. They are here for you, and they know how to do it right. Information's in the description and in the comments. All right. So the 3 things that you need for a successful claim for service connection. You have to have your time in service, and you need to prove that you're eligible. You need to submit your DD-214. Find your DD-214, dust it off. If you have DD-214s with an S, multiple spans of service, then you're going to need all of those. This creates a couple different things. One, it shows the timeline of which you were in. Entry date, exit date, that creates a window of opportunity for you, right? Because you're trying to get things service connected in that window of opportunity. Now, this is for direct service connection. For presumptives, it's a different kind of situation, although your DD-214 is still going to be necessary because you need to prove that you served in the military. You also need to prove that you have a acceptable character of discharge. And lastly, under your awards and decorations and all that stuff, you might have campaign medals or what have you in there that place you in a specific area in which you can be awarded presumptive conditions, right? So it also kind of takes care of that. So your DD-214 or DD-214s is very important. Find that. Number 2 is diagnosis. Do not rely on the VA to diagnose you. I get it. They got a big medical facility throughout the nation, bunch of places, bunch of medical centers and clinics and doctors and nurses. Surely they would be able to get you diagnosed as a veteran. Do not rely on the Veterans Healthcare Administration to help you with your VBA, Veterans Benefits Administration, disability claim. Go get diagnosed for X, whatever it is. Make sure you have a diagnosis. If you have a diagnosis that is chronic in nature or has residual impacts, that is good. You're going to utilize that. If you have a prescription, something like that, maybe make copies of that as well. I would go as far as if you've been treated for whatever the condition is for more than 5 years, get that evidence together as well. Maybe even have your doctor write out that you are deemed static, that you have been treated for this for X number of years, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, anything over the 5-year period for sure. If it is static in nature, regardless of how long you've had it, if that's just the way that the condition is, then have your doctor write that as well. Even on a little letterhead, just stating that you have this condition and that it's considered static. This is not a Nexus letter. This is just a letter really hammering home the point that your condition is static. This is important in the event that you're moving toward that 100% permanent and total rating. Okay, so the first two things you need, DD-214 for all the various reasons. Second thing is the diagnosis, and I gave you kind of the workaround, or not workaround, but the additional kind of cascading things around the diagnosis. So take advantage of having extra conversations and implementing as much information into your medical records as you can. The last thing, the third thing, is the nexus. The nexus is effectively the link between your diagnosed condition and your time in service, that window of opportunity. What they want to see, if this is your window of opportunity, this is your condition, what they want to see is prove to the VA that your condition manifested in that window of opportunity if we're looking at a direct service connection. So how can you do that? Well, the easiest way, but most unlikely way, is that you got diagnosed while you were in service. If you got diagnosed while you were in service, the date itself of your diagnosis and medical treatment and prescription, whatever you got, was during your time in service. That creates the nexus. There's no need for a nexus letter if you're proving that it manifested during your time in service. Okay? What the VA is not saying here is solely prove to us that the military caused your condition. They're not really saying that. What they're saying is prove to us that it started during your time in service, right? Now, if a Humvee fell on your leg, right, fell off a rack, landed on your leg, you're a mechanic and it shattered your leg, obviously the military occupation caused your specific condition. But what if you just all of a sudden started getting migraines out of nowhere, or all of a sudden you developed some sort of a motor tic while you're in service, a motor tic like a twitch, right? An uncontrollable twitch. If migraines or a motor tic just automatically, or not automatic, if it just all of a sudden started happening to you during your time in service, well, if you got diagnosed for it during that time, you're solid. What happens is that a lot of us wait until we get out of service, right? So now you get diagnosed over here, and what happens is it's not in your time in service. So you have to build a bridge back for the VA, pointing to the fact that your condition started during your time in service. Now, there's a few extra steps, right? The difference between getting diagnosed in service and getting diagnosed out of service and trying to build the bridge back is if you got diagnosed while you were in and it's all documented and very easy, boom, it's done. Here's my diagnosis. It's automatically in my, not automatic. Why do I keep saying automatically? It is within my time in service. The nexus is there. Done. Outside of service, you got to build the bridge back. You should write a statement explaining the circumstances surrounding your condition, maybe how it was frowned upon to go to medical, those types of things, what you did to alleviate the situation, whatever it was. If it's migraines, you're popping Motrin, you're getting it from your medic or your corpsman, you're going to the grocery store, you just always have it with you, that type of stuff. Getting buddy statements from people that you served with, maybe family members, different individuals that can attest to their knowledge of you developing your condition during your time in service. Okay, all of those things are helpful, considered lay evidence. Now you need to really hammer home with some additional medical evidence. You're going to share all of that information with your doctor and have them write you a nexus letter. Now, if your doctor can't, won't, or doesn't understand exactly how to do it and what the VA is looking for with regard to rationale, reach out to AME, American Medical Experts. They are the experts in medical evidence for disability claims, whether it's Social Security or VA benefits. They know what these organizations are looking for, and they can help you with that. All right. So now let's talk about, now you've gotten service connection evidence all together. Now you need to get your correct service rating, connection rating, your correct rating. So what you must articulate to your doctor is the rating schedule for your specific condition from the VA and where you fall on that, and have your doctor incorporate that information ideally into a disability benefits questionnaire form appropriately. If they don't do it appropriately, it's garbage in, garbage out, and it could actually hurt you. So you want to make sure that the doctor understands specifically what you're looking for. They understand the rating schedule. They understand the verbiage that's needed to be placed into the disability questionnaire. Now, if your doctor can't, won't, or doesn't, right? Again, AME can take care of that for you. And I'm gonna end it with this. If you hung on till the end because this is stuff you're trying to figure out, treat this like $1 million deal, because it is. If you have to invest a little bit into getting the appropriate outcome, then that's what you need to do, in my opinion. Ideally, you figure it out yourself. Ideally, you find a great accredited representative that's competent and capable. Ideally, you have a doctor that works with you and will do all this stuff for you for free. However, if you don't, now what, right? We can help you, evidence-based VA claims. AME can help you, American Medical Experts. All that information's in the description and in the comments. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you very much. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.